Yes, people, what's happening? Nice one for coming back to the Fuse UK. It's much appreciated as always. Today, the guest on the show is Glenn Scrafton. What's happening, Glenn? You all right, mate?
What's happening, bro? Can you hear us like?
Yeah, I can hear you sound, mate. Can you hear me all
Spot
right,
on.
bro?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate. I'd say you spot on. Yeah,
What's been happening, brother? You good?
same old, mate. Same old. Just been just plodding on, training and that. Fucking just trying to ease back into it. You know what I mean? Got the fight coming up on February the 18th. So I'm
Yeah.
just gonna take it easy. Fucking dog's getting in my way. Take it easy for a couple of more weeks. After the staffy man's constantly got to be on my knee. We're tired easy. Just get back into rhythm of me running and that. And then I'm gonna start really fucking picking it up, mate. Start me sparring and that a couple of times a week. Plenty of pad work and that, just fucking and just see what I can do. Like I say, I'm hoping to get as many fights as I can in next year. At least 3 or 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sweet, bro. So take us back, mate. Back to Bad to the Bone, your debut. That was your debut, wasn't it? The bare knuckle
Well, I
debut.
thought it was a debut for Band of the Bone, mate. I done a bare knuckle show years ago. That was a last minute thing as well. I think I'd only had 5 days notice of that. I was doing quite well in the fight as well, and I dislocated my finger, which was obviously at the time was fucking excruciating the pain. Like I couldn't fight on, and I
Yeah.
was working as a scaffolder. You know what I mean? And obviously, I needed my fucking finger like for work on Monday. So I had to fucking withdraw from the fight, but no, that was me. That was my debut for Bad to the Bone. I took that fight on 12. I think it was 12 days notice, mate.
Yeah, how did you feel? Did you feel fit and strong? Because I know you're always training, aren't you? You're always keeping active.
I train. I'm always doing bits and bobs, mate. I mean, I do a lot of weightlifting as well. But the weight what he wanted was like bang on the weight what I was, and obviously I train at the same gym as Mick Terrell and that. And
Yeah,
and obviously I asked his coach. I says, "Will you do a live? Will you do a live? Like a live weigh-in for us, so I don't have to go all the way down Stoke." You know what I mean? So he
yeah.
recorded it all and everything, and I was bang on weight. So like I said, 12, it could have been 12 days or 2 days fuse, I was fit enough to fight, you know what I mean? It was just unfortunate on the lad, getting an injury so soon in the fight. It was unfortunate for him, but I still would have seen the same outcome, mate. I still could have seen me winning, you know.
Yeah, how did you feel? Were your nerves and that on the night? Did you feel all good in that?
Do you know what it is? I mean, obviously, I've got a big amateur pedigree. You know what I mean? I've boxed a lot of amateur. I've boxed since I was 10 years old. Obviously, I'm 31 now.
I was going to
I've done
say,
a
'cause
kind
when I look at your training videos and that, you can tell that you're a boxer. Do you know what I mean? You can tell you can roll
of.
punch, and you're very sharp. You're a very very sharp boxer.
No, thanks, mate. Well, like I say, it's one of them. It's like, you cannot do it for a while, and it's like riding a bike. You never forget it. You know what I mean? You get rid of the ring rust and that, and and you dust the cobwebs off, and after a few weeks, you're back to where you were. You know what I mean? So obviously, after a few weeks of training, I felt fucking great, mate. I was running 5 mile every day. Like I say, I only had a couple of weeks preparation, but that couple of weeks was just full on. And like I say, I could have done 3 rounds easy at that pace. You know what I mean? I felt really fit. I felt really good. I felt as though I had something to prove. You know what I mean? Like I say, I want to be on that BKB scene. You know what I mean? I want to get on that circuit. And obviously, if that was the only way of my entrance into it by taking a fight on short notice, then so be it, mate.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Tell us a little bit about your amateur career, Glenn. Your boxing.
Aye, well, back in the 90s and that, it was the thing with like I've got a brother who's 6 years older. And my dad sort of like steered us into boxing. It was a lot of bullying and stuff going back on then, and like I say, it isn't as dealt with as much or like is out there as much as it is now. You know what I mean? So obviously, the only way to defend yourself back then was common knowledge was to fucking fight back. So my dad
Yeah,
didn't want any of that happening to us, so he took us to boxing at young ages. I mean, my brother he was already there. I started when I was I'd done karate first. I was a black belt in karate, Shotokan karate at the age of 9 year old, and then obviously that was full contact and everything. And then after that I went into boxing. I think I was about 10 or 11. I had my first amateur fight when I was 11. I got beat. I quit for a couple of years, you know, I just knocked my confidence. And then I got back into it when I was about 13, 14, mate. And then after that, you know, it was plain sailing. It was like second nature. I was training every day. I was boxing every other week, you know, like all over the fucking country and that, you know what I mean? I had a decent pedigree, you know, I boxed in the novices and all that. Yeah, the Golden Gloves, the schoolboy championships.
Yeah, class,
So
man.
just boxed and boxed. But like I say, you know, obviously I got led astray, shall we say, when I was about 17. I went down the wrong path, you know, got in with the wrong people, and you know, things went a different way. But like I say, I got back into that unlicensed boxing.
Yeah.
Do you know the gloved unlicensed EBF? I think it is.
Yeah, like the
Started doing a bit
white
of that.
collar shirt.
Aye, like white collar, mate, it is, aye, but without the head guards and all that. I mean, when I was a junior amateur, it was all head guards and that, you know, but
Yeah, yeah.
and it was a big rule set, but in this, you know, it was a big change for us, but I had 5 of them and won 3. I mean, some of them were fucking mismatches like you wouldn't believe. I mean, one of the lads, he was a stone and a half heavier. He'd had 5 more fights. I think he was fucking 38-year-old or something. I was only 19. Do you know what I mean? And I was blasted him all over, mate, to be honest. I absolutely punched him all over the ring, but because of the aggression side of things, and he was following through with his head, you know, he got the points decision, but which, you know, knocked us off a bit. And then I just went off everything, Fuse, you know. I couldn't be arsed for it all. And then obviously this BKB, you know, just as I've been watching it over the years, it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Do you know what I mean? To the point now where, like I say, I went to the very first show I went to was Stephen Miller's, God rest his soul. Stephen Miller's show, Rogue Elite. That was a big show. I thought that was like, you know, that was like wow to me. Do you know what I mean? Compared to all the amateurs, daft amateur shows, dinner do's and that I'd boxed on. But when I went to Stevens, that was quite big. But I must admit that Bad to the Bone show is it's a big show, man. It's packed.
Yeah.
It's good venue, good setup, you know, good promotion, good management. He runs it well. Stefan does, like.
Yeah, it looked well. I was meant to go down that night. I can't remember why I couldn't go now, but someone come up where I couldn't get down there on the night. But I watched the pay-per-view. It looked busy. It looked like it was a good event, mate.
It was, mate. It was absolutely packed. I mean, like, obviously, if you look in the arena, all the seats, all the tables, and that were filled. And then you've got all, you know, like you see in the old fucking American, like NBA basketball courts have got like the seats going up. All of them were filled. Fucking, you had the corridors were absolutely packed with people. The bar was next door. That was fucking packed. You know what I mean? There must have been a good few thousand people there. Like, you know, just for what I thought was a small show. You know, like I say, I knew nothing about the lad who I was fighting. He was from Sweden. I got told, you know, he'd had a few fights and that, you know, but he's well seasoned and that. He's had a fair few bare knuckle fights. I mean, it would have been a good fight. But like I say, unfortunately, I'd caught him in the shoulder and it just dislocated his shoulder, you know. It was a shame on his part, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you travelled down on your own that day as well, didn't you?
I did, mate. I didn't know a fucking soul. Like I say, it would have been last notice. I couldn't get anyone to drive us down there. The lad who was meant to be taking us down, he was going to be fighting on the night, but got an injury 2 days before. So luckily enough, Dan Robson just fought the BKFC there. Good mate of mine, Dan Robson.
Yeah.
Well, he's a good mate now. I didn't know him at the time. He took us down with his last Maxine. They kindly took us down on the day, and he cornered us and that. You know what I mean? And obviously, you know, I really respected him for that. And at the same time, you know, the respect was mutual. You know, he was like, "You're coming down here on your own." You know what I mean? You're having a fucking straight now with somebody who you don't even know. And I says, "Look, that's what I'm all about. But I'd rather have a bit notice where I get a camp in and I can train." And then, you know, so I can show people what I'm about. So I had a word with Stefan afterwards, and I says, "Look, you know, I want to get a proper camp in this time, you know, get someone in decent. And this time I'll be able to show that I can box." Obviously, I think Yogi, who I boxed, you know, his plan, he must have watched me training videos on YouTube. And obviously his plan was just get in my face, you know, stick on my chest, you know what I mean? Because he done that well. He didn't give us any space to fucking bust me jab in his face or nothing, you know what I mean? I was gonna my aim was to like just keep him off, blast a few jabs in his face open him up a bit with the right hand, you know what I mean, and then take it from there. But I just couldn't get him off my chest. But obviously, like I say, with the windmilling going on, fucking, he'd obviously popped his shoulder out, you know what I mean? He done himself no favours in the end, you know what I'm saying?
So is that a rematch that's going to happen, or is the new opponent that you're fighting?
It's a new opponent, mate. It's England versus Ireland, isn't it?
Ireland, yeah, I've seen the poster.
Ireland versus England, but I don't know what the crack is, mate. I don't know if he's a Polish lad living in Ireland, but he's certainly not fucking Irish. He was fighting on the last show. He's about the same height as me, little stocky kid, and that. He was fighting on the last show. He speaks like Polish or something. Do you know what I mean? Or Swedish. He's one of the two. I don't know if it's just a weight thing, though. You know what I mean, Lou? It's hard to get my weight categories. Do you know what I mean? 68 kilos and that. I mean, I says I can go up, but I'd prefer not to go up if I'm being honest with you. It's not what I walk around at. You know, I'm going to be slower and sluggish. Do you know what I mean? So, like I say, if it means fighting fucking loads of Swedes and Polskis and that, do you know what I mean? Then so be it. I'll fight them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Got Mozzie from Bloodsport in the comments there. I was there when Scrafton weighed in at All Tools and was ready for it. Big up Mozzie.
I remember meeting Mozzie. He's a good fella, him. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Him and Mick and all that was there, and I asked Andy if he would video for us. You know what I mean? Like I say, I went down on my own. Didn't know the wall shocked. Like, fucking, you gone down by yourself? I says, I know, mate. I says, well, the lad who was meant to take us down, fucking, he's injured himself. What can you do? You know what I mean? So it was funny because I says to Stefan, when I kind of get down, and he says, well, your opponent's coming from fucking Sweden. He went out, fucking, you not get down from there. I says, hey, listen, he's had fucking months and months notice. But we just had a laugh about it and that, you know. He's a good bloke, Stefan is. And, he's good stuff. So I want to, like I say, hopefully get a couple of fights out of him and just see where the next year takes us. Like I say, non-stop training for me from now on, you know what I mean? I'm going to give it a good go, you know. I'm only 31, you know. I've got a good amateur pedigree behind us, so I know how to box. It's just a case of learning how to BKB, basically. I know it's not the same. People think just because you can box, you're going to be decent at BKB, and, you know, you'll have heard it a million times, mate. It's not the fucking same. Not just because of the gloves. It's the style. You don't want to be wasting shots, you know what I mean? You want to make every shot count, you know? You don't want to be fucking high in punches and missing, you know what I mean, and wasting energy, you know, because, like you say, one body shot of them, you know, it takes the wind out of your big style, like.
Yeah, and you haven't got your gloves to protect your face either, have you? So even if you know you're holding your guard up, them punches it in your hands are fucking doing damage, aren't they?
Oh, 100%, mate, 100%. Yeah, like you say, I mean, even a forceful punch to your guard could possibly break a fucking knuckle in your hand, you know what I mean? If the person hits you hard enough, the only weak bones then what laid up to your knuckles, I think your metacarpals, do you know what I mean? The only weak bones. So I mean, and if you broke as many knuckles as me in the past, you know, you're gonna have problems. Like I've had my fair share of fights on the streets, that's for sure. You know, going back a long time ago, but you know, it doesn't do your hands no favors as you get older, that's for sure, mate.
So, is there anyone that you've got your eye on? There must be someone in your weight category when you're watching all these BKB fights who you think, I think it'll make a good fight.
Do you know what it is, mate? I've never looked at it and thought, you know, I mean, I did. Basically, I want to aim to fight for a title in my weight category. That's what I want to aim for. Get a couple of fights in, and then whoever's got the title at my weight category, you know, after a couple of more fights, and you know, and I've got some good coaching under my belt. Do you know what I mean? Then why not? I'll have a go at anybody my weight. Do you know what I mean? I think I've got the skill set, and I've got the heart to have a go at anybody my weight. You know, if they've got the belt or not, as long as I've got that good coaching behind us, and you know, and like I say, with me training so far, everything's going well, you know what I mean? I train in the same gym as a good set of lads that keep us on track, you know what I mean? They're a really good set of lads, you know, good coaches and stuff, you know what I mean? Like Andy and that, who train Mick, you know, brilliant, well-respected coaches, aren't they? So if I've got any issues in the gym, mate, I'll just go and ask them, and you know, and they'll steer us on the right track, mate, you know?
Yeah, definitely. So have you got an actual coach then? The coach that'll be like one-on-one with you in that?
Nah, I mean, they do. They've got boxing. The gym I train at, O'Toole's up in Newcastle, they do boxing sessions on a night time, which is free to members, monthly members. I go to them now and again, but 9 times out of 10, mate, I'll go in the morning. I'll do like an 8K run, which is about 5 mile. I'll do my arm circuit and that. Do you know what I mean? I'll hit my arm bags and that. But if I want to do any pads and that, or any sparring, you know, they do the sparring on the Wednesday nights and that, or I'll just organise some sparring with some lads who I know myself. So basically, mate, I'm a lone ranger. I'm just at the minute, I'm just training as I go by myself. But it's all I know. Do you know what I mean? I've boxed all my life. You know, it is nice to have a coach there to, you know, to push you, and you know, you're always going to make little mistakes, aren't you? What you don't realise when you're by yourself. But you know, until I think as things progress on, you know, that's where that'll become more apparent. I'll get myself a coach and that, and I'll really commit to it, you know.
Yeah, you should reach out, mate, and see if you can get some sparring in with some of the bare knuckle lads.
Definitely, mate. I mean, yeah, well, that's what's going to be happening soon as, like you see, in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be doing my sparring over the Christmas. I know there's some good lads who go up O'Toole's, you know, round about my weight, you know, I can get some sparring done with them. BKB lads, you know, anybody who's watching this wants to reach out, you know, my name's on the thingy there, you know, I'm Glenn Scrafton on Facebook. More than happy to meet up on weekends and do a few rounds of sparring and whatnot, you know what I mean? I'm more than happy to do things that are more the merrier, to be honest. You know, it doesn't all have to be at my weight, you know, I like all different fucking, you know, sizes and shapes, you know what I mean, if you like, but so like I say, you know,
I like all
because it's just,
sizes and shapes.
yeah, same in women and all, but no, like I say, mate, it's obviously just, you know, you want to be boxing taller lads, like sparring taller lads and things like that, and southpaws and all that. You want to be able to get used to these sort of things. Do you know what I mean? Especially if you get through in with an opponent who's like last minute, you know, and you've been training for an orthodox, and next minute, you know, you find out he's a southpaw. You know, it's going to really throw you off your guard, off your game a bit, isn't it? Not many people train for southpaws, so it's something I want to be doing, is getting some southpaw, because I can box southpaw, not as good as orthodox, obviously, but if needs be, I can change in a moment. Do you know what I mean? But you know, obviously, the more I box and spar southpaws, you know, the better I'm going to get at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, bro. So what's the plans then for the future? Is it just to chase the belt that's in your weight category and keep moving forward, staying active and getting as many fights in as you can?
Absolutely, mate. Exactly that. Just get as many fights in as I can. Like I say, I'm not contracted to anybody, so obviously, I'll do a Stephen show on February the 18th. I spoke to Christian Roberts. I says I would do one of the pit fights. Do you know what I mean? I just want to get experience everything, really. Do you know what I mean? And you never know. One day, hopefully, get on the BKFC. You never know what's round the corner, mate. You know what I mean? One good fight can change everything, can't it? I haven't really been given that opportunity yet, because obviously, no fault of his own. Yogi's shoulder popped out, but like I say, my next fight, you know, I'm taking it very seriously, and I'm sure he will be the same. You know what I mean? And hopefully, we'll put on a good show, and you know, there's some good promotions out there watching, and you know, it's not a case of you know, jumping around. I would just like to get as many fights as possible. You know what I mean? Like I say, I'm not contracted to anybody specifically, so I would fight for anybody. You know, Stefan, whoever else, go back to Stefan. You know, things like that. Just stay active, mate. Like you say, you know. I want, like you say, with us being young still, you know, I want to, like you say, chase a belt, see what I can do, you know.
Yeah, definitely, bro. And you're only up the road from me. We should do something one time, get a bit of filming done on that.
Definitely, mate. Where's about? You're from Middlesbrough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm from Sunderland originally, but I'm living through at Newcastle. But like I say, there's filming wise, if you know, there's a hell of a gym up there. Like you say, you got Mick Terrell and all that up there. Lewis Keane, another good lad, he trains up there now and again. He just fought in the BKFC. So filming wise, and obviously you got Andy Davis and all that coaching up there. You know, all the likes of, like, you know, myself go up there, you do a bit of filming, it'll be great, mate. You'll be able to get a good little documentary going out of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sweet, bro. Something we'll definitely sort out. And another thing, mate, before we wrap it up, is there any big ups or shout outs you want to give a mention to?
I want to give a big shout out to my mate Rossi Coulson. It's his BKB debut on February the 18th. I sort of had a word with Stefan. I says, look, he's mustard. He'll have a fight and that. He's never done much fighting and that, but he can have a go. You know what I mean? So it's his first BKB. You know, he's holding himself in the firing line. So big up to me, mate. Big shout out to Rossi Coulson. But apart from that, mate, just everybody stay tuned. Watch out next year. Keep my name in your mind, because you're going to see a good couple of stoppages coming my way, definitely.
Yeah, sweet, bro. We'll definitely stay in touch, Glenn, like we always do. And as soon as you get a bit of news, mate, we'll jump back on another podcast and let the people know what's next on your journey, pal.
I will do. 100% Fuse, not a problem, my mate.
Spot on, mate. Thank you very much for your time and coming on, Glenn.
Take it easy, brother. Thanks very much.
See you later, my mate.
See you later, brother.
Ta-da. Yes, people. Nice one for tuning in. I'm going to put all Glenn's social media in the description, so you can head over there and give him a follow. Really appreciate everyone who tuned in just then. In the Red Corner podcast and Bloodsport, always popping on the videos. Big respect to them. Head over there. Everybody knows Bloodsport as well. Obviously, managing the cream of the crop. Get over to his channel and check out the little bits of documentaries and things he's doing for the boys. And yeah, spot on, people. Hopefully my mic sounded better. I don't know what the problem was. Probably my Frenchie's snoring in the background as well there. Or not. But respect, people, and good night, God bless.